Hello, this is the girl with the controller, and this is the tale of how I was surprised with an SNES Classic Edition. So our tale actually begins about a year and a half ago, back when Nintendo was known for making basically all the wrong marketing decisions. And then the NES Classic Edition was announced. This was it. This is what I've been wanting. I had all the Nintendo consoles except for an NES, and this was my chance to finally get to play games for $60, what I would normally pay for a game. That sounds amazing. Then Nintendo puts up a site. Hey, let's show you how just amazing all of this is. And I'm like, I want it. I want it, and I'm gonna tell everybody about it, because they should get one too. But as you probably know, the story didn't work out that way. The NES Classic Edition had the same problem that most of other Nintendo's things had at that time. They were like, let's create something that has high demand, everybody wants, and let's make basically none of it. That will go great! So you might have been someone too that was excited for the NES Classic and was not able to find one. I certainly tried to get my hands on one, but I also don't want to pay $300 for one through a scalper on eBay. Nor do I want to give money to scalpers. I want to give my money to Nintendo. They're just making it hard to do so. So the whole holiday season is over, the NES Classic Edition is discontinued, and I just had no luck at getting one. It was definitely disappointing. Like, I was really excited. It didn't happen. I just wanted it. It was cute. But I don't need it. I don't need it in my life. It's a thing. And I thought that was the end of the tale, until a year later, when Nintendo announced the Super NES Classic. I actually have a Super Nintendo, and I have half the games on the SNES Classic, but there's also other games that I've been dying to play for years that have never been able to, and also my SNES doesn't work on half of modern TVs, so having an HDMI port would be really helpful. And of course Nintendo was like, don't worry guys, we heard what you were complaining about last time. We're gonna have more supply, you're gonna be able to do pre-orders, it's gonna be all fine. And of course I'm like, You don't really have a great track record, Nintendo, and I don't know if I really trust you, to be honest. But sure enough, day of the pre-orders, I'm like, I'm gonna try for it. I'm gonna do it. So I decided my strategy would be trying to get it through Target, because I knew I definitely had no chance on GameStop or Best Buy, and Walmart site's kind of confusing. So I brought the site up on my laptop and just kept clicking refresh, 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 and finally, it happened. A little button popped up on the screen saying, add to cart. Oh man, I hit that button fast. And a little thing popped down from the bottom that said, I'm sorry, but this item is no longer available. What? This item is no longer available? The link's been live for like 10 seconds max. I just refreshed the page. It just showed up and it's already sold out? And that's when I realized Nintendo hasn't really fixed anything, has it? Oh, I was bummed. And I had told my mom about it. I was like, oh, I thought I was finally gonna get it. And of course it didn't work out. I figured at that point I was going to assume it was going to be exactly the same as the NES Classic. I would never be able to get my hands on it. Wasn't worth trying. But still, the day it came out, I was like, I'll at least look into seeing if I can get one. And I actually spent that day helping one of my friends move into a new house. So I figured I definitely wouldn't be able to camp out beforehand and try to get my hands on one. So by the time we finished helping him move, I decided just to check GameStop just to see, if they had anything. And at the top of their page, in giant banner, SNES Classic Edition, sold out. Countrywide. Well, I mean, that's exactly what I thought was gonna happen. Yay, Nintendo! I love you, but... And once I saw it was sold out countrywide day of, I was like, that's it. I'm tired of getting my hopes up for these consoles. I'm done. I am officially done. And I meant it that time. But obviously, that is not the end of the story. The surprise comes in about a month after the console comes out. And it was actually Treat Yourself Day for all those Parks and Rec fans out there. And boy, what a wonderful Treat Yourself Day it became to be. So I'm at my apartment getting ready for work, and my mom sends me a text and says, hey, I'm considering getting the game Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. What do you know about it? And so I responded back, I'm like, well, I heard it's good, and I know you liked the old Donkey Kong Country game, so you might like that. And that was it. It was a very unimportant conversation. About an hour later, I get a text from my mom saying, hey, guess what I bought? And so of course in my head I'm thinking, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze? Like, is this a trick question? And my mom responds back just solely with a picture. of this. Once again, what? So I'm like, whoa, 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 Mom, the SNES Classic Edition, how do you have that? Well, back when I tried to pre-order the SNES Classic Edition, my mom heard that I really wanted it, and she knew I was disappointed that I wasn't able to get it. And so she decided to go super mom. She had contacted our local GameStop trying to figure out when the next shipment would come, and she discovered that it was going to be there that Friday. So sure enough, before even the GameStop opened, she was one of those people waiting out in line. My dad happened to be there too, and it's kind of funny because I was told that he remarked, "Isn't it odd that I'm waiting in line to buy a console that I bought over 20 years ago?" To which I say, yeah, it's kind of funny, but you know how I am and I'm weird and I like video games. But anyways, my mom looked out, she happened to get an SNES Classic. And also Donkey Kong Country. But she also said, "Hey, that's not all. Guess what else I got?" What? She's like, "A second one! How? How do you get a second one?" Well, she ended up getting another one for my brother because when she went to go take him to school that day and he had a 50-minute class and she was passing the time while waiting for that class, she's like, "Oh, there's a GameStop by his school. I'll just go drop into there." And it was quiet and empty because no one goes to that side of town, and she asked the girl that was working there if they had any SNES Classic editions. And she comes out with a whole bunch in her hand and says, "Yeah, how many do you need?" What? Also, I thought these were only supposed to be limit one per person because they're such short stock. Now, my mom knew that people really wanted to get their hands on these, so she did say, "Oh, just one, please," and then commented about they shouldn't be handing out more than one per person because there are plenty of you lovely people that really want to get your hands on one too. But yeah, the next time I go visit my parents, there are 2 boxes of SNES Classics on our table. I tried to pre-order. I tried to go to stores at strategic times. I tried to see if somehow there was someone on the internet that wasn't charging way too much money, but no, I could never find it. And then my wonderful mother was like, "I'm gonna take this into my own hands. I'm going to get one, and I'm going to surprise both of my children with one." Both of my parents, as they're both part of this story, thank you. You are amazing, and I love you. And it was a wonderful surprise, and it definitely made my treat yourself day, even though technically it wasn't me who treated myself. But the other exciting thing about sharing this little story is, yes, I have this, and not only am I excited to play the games that I grew up playing, but also to play those other games that I've always been wanting to play. And that means you can expect reviews and game analysis videos coming up about them. If this is something that interests you, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and also keep up to date on all the Super Nintendo goodness. Thank you for letting me share this silly, unimportant, yet such exciting story. This has been the girl with the controller. Hope you have a lovely day. I tried for so long to get my hands on these consoles. I burped.